The year is 2025. The world stands at a critical juncture, teetering on the edge of uncertainty and hope. As the sun rises over the mountains, casting a golden hue over the cityscape, a new day begins, but with it comes a sense of foreboding. The world watches with bated breath, eyes glued to screens, hearts heavy with concern. The tension is palpable, a collective anxiety that transcends borders and cultures. As two nuclear-armed neighbors, India and Pakistan, engage in a dangerous dance of brinkmanship, the stakes have never been higher. The soldiers on the ground, the military vehicles on the move, all paint a picture of a region on the brink of catastrophe. The fuse was lit in the snowy mountains of Kashmir, a region long contested and fraught with tension. This latest spark has ignited a firestorm that threatens to engulf not just the immediate area, but potentially the entire subcontinent. Two military operations codenamed Bunyan-un-Marsoos and Sindhoor epitomize this latest chapter in the long and bloody conflict between India and Pakistan. These operations are not just military maneuvers, they are symbols of a deeper, more entrenched struggle. These operations, launched in swift succession, have brought the two countries closer to the precipice of war than they have been in decades. The tense border standoff, the military installations bristling with readiness, all signal a situation that could spiral out of control at any moment. This essay delves into the heart of these operations, examining their origins, objectives, and outcomes. It seeks to understand the strategic calculations, the historical grievances, and the immediate triggers that have led to this volatile situation. It explores the intricate web of actions and reactions that led to their execution, analyzing the motivations of both sides and the devastating consequences of their actions. The chessboard of military strategy is laid bare, revealing the high-stakes game being played. Furthermore, it examines the international community's response to this crisis and contemplates the implications of these events on the future of India-Pakistan relations. The role of global diplomacy, the efforts at de-escalation, and the potential paths forward are all scrutinized in this comprehensive analysis. On May 10, 2025, Pakistan launched Operation Bunyan-un-Marsoos, a series of coordinated airstrikes against multiple Indian military installations. This operation was meticulously planned and executed with precision, aiming to send a clear message to India. The operation, named after an Arabic phrase meaning a structure made of lead, symbolized Pakistan's resolve in the face of what it perceived as Indian aggression. The name itself was chosen to reflect the strength and impenetrability of Pakistan's defense strategy. This was not a surgical strike but a forceful demonstration of Pakistan's military capabilities and its willingness to retaliate against Indian actions. The scale and intensity of the operation were designed to showcase Pakistan's readiness to defend its sovereignty at any cost. Targets included the Indian Air Force bases at Udhampur, Pathankot, Adhampur, and Bhuj, which are critical to India's air defense network, as well as the army bases at Drangyari, Uri, Nagrota, and Beas. These bases are strategically located and play a vital role in India's military operations in the region. These targets, carefully selected for their strategic importance, represented a cross-section of India's military infrastructure in the northern and western sectors. The selection process involved extensive intelligence gathering and analysis to ensure maximum impact. The strikes, conducted primarily with fighter jets and ballistic missiles, aimed to cripple India's ability to conduct offensive operations and served as a stark warning against any further escalation. The use of advanced weaponry and technology underscored the seriousness of Pakistan's response and its commitment to maintaining regional stability. Operation Bunyan-ul-Marsoos did not occur in a vacuum. It was a direct response to India's Operation Sindhoor, launched 3 days earlier on May 7th. Operation Sindhoor, named after the vermilion powder used by Hindu women, was India's retaliatory strike for a horrific terrorist attack on April 22nd that targeted tourists in Pahalgam, located in the Indian-administered region of Kashmir. The attack, which claimed the lives of 26 innocent civilians, was attributed to Pakistan-based terrorist groups by the Indian government. Operation Sindhoor, according to Indian officials, aimed to dismantle the infrastructure of these groups operating within Pakistan and Pakistan-administered Kashmir. The operation involved a combination of airstrikes, drone attacks, and ground operations, targeting what India claimed were terrorist training camps, logistical hubs, and communication centers. Section 4. The flashpoint of May 10th. May 10th, 2025 will be etched in the annals of history as the day the India-Pakistan conflict almost spiraled out of control. It began with a series of pre-dawn airstrikes by Pakistan under the umbrella of Operation Bunyan-un-Marsoos. These strikes, targeting multiple Indian military installations, were immediately condemned by India as an act of unprovoked aggression. India responded swiftly and decisively, launching its own counterstrikes. What followed was a tense standoff, with both sides exchanging artillery fire across the line of control in Kashmir. The situation remained extremely volatile throughout the day, with fears of a full-scale war looming large. International pressure mounted on both sides to exercise restraint and de-escalate the situation. Section 5. Counting the costs. Casualties of war. War, even a limited one, exacts a heavy toll. The scars it leaves behind are not just on the land, but on the hearts and minds of those who live through it. The destruction of homes, the loss of loved ones, and the disruption of daily life are just some of the visible impacts. The flurry of military operations and cross-border exchanges left a trail of death and destruction in its wake. The once bustling streets turned into desolate ruins, and the echoes of gunfire and explosions replaced the sounds of everyday life. Pakistan claimed that 33 civilians, including children, were killed in the initial Indian strikes that triggered Operation Bunyan-ul-Marsoos. The grief of the families was palpable, their lives forever changed by the sudden loss. They vehemently denied Indian claims that those killed were militants or involved in terrorist activities, insisting they were innocent civilians caught in the crossfire. The protests and emotional outcries highlighted the deep-seated anger and frustration among the affected communities. India, on the other hand, reported 5 deaths from Pakistani missile fire. These were not just numbers but individuals with families and futures now lost to the conflict. These casualties, they asserted, were military personnel stationed at the targeted bases. The loss of trained soldiers was a significant blow to the military, affecting morale and operational capabilities. Beyond the confirmed fatalities, both sides reported scores of injured, both military and civilian. Hospitals and medical facilities were overwhelmed, struggling to provide care to the influx of wounded individuals. The human cost of this latest chapter in the India-Pakistan conflict served as a grim reminder of the devastating consequences of animosity and the urgent need for a peaceful resolution. The images of war cemeteries and peace rallies underscored the collective yearning for an end to the violence and a hope for a future where such tragedies are a thing of the past.